is a little hoarse right now, but let's go ahead and just get the show on the ride. Hello everyone, and welcome to a game between Sock versus Fly taking place here on Echo Isle. On the top left hand side of the map we have Sock spawning as the red human. Meanwhile, over here on the top right hand side of the map we have Fly spawning as the blue orc. Orc versus human in this 1v1 matchup, and yep, just temporarily went away. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this, well, influx of WarCraft 3 action, as we are looking at an orc burrow, and I'm waiting to see the barracks timing. If Fly does not go for a barracks here, it does mean a very, very fast tech to tier 2, and we should expect to see a Farseer. Farseer is a much better harassment hero. Blade Master also good at harassment, but wants that early grunt in order to clear out some creep camps. Let's take a look at it now. It looks as though a peon making its rounds out. It is going to be a voodoo lounge first, and now finally that barracks. So it is most likely going to be that Blade Master now getting up, trained back up, as the barracks was a little bit later than I was expecting. We'll see what that strategy and the long-term strategy is looking to be. Off at the other end of the woods, it is going to be a Mountain King first. Not unusual of a hero, but it does close off the opportunity to try to go heavy casters. Brilliance Aura is such an integral part of, well, the entire human caster army that when you don't go for the Archmage first, it kind of stunts that caster later. I know some people do not like that, Blade Master, and wow, 5 people just fell off not liking my stream. I can't take it personally. Second Orc Burrow not being placed down. But what is the long-term strategy going to be? Blade Master is not going to have a Grunt to do some early creeping. It quickly just sells its items. Grunt now being trained, as we're looking at 17 or 20 over 20 supply. It's going to be a solo Grunt. Blade Master may just be making his way off to the north to go after this Ogre Magi. No, that isn't the case either. Alright, Scroll of Speed now being used by the Blade Master. Coming back across over here, let's take a look. Archmage, Renegade Wizard, and the Militia are going to go ahead and try and clear it down. Is the Blade Master going to have enough time to perhaps get that final strike? And, well, Blade Master does end up picking up the item. Mountain King doesn't get the item. It looks as though Mountain King, well, denies that his own Forest Troll Shadow Priest, but a big loss right there, even though the Mountain King got to level 2. Big harassment right there as the Archmage heads back off to the north. Is Archmage second that bad? If he goes Aura first into Blizzard, it isn't that bad, but normally you really are hoping to get level 4 on your, or I guess level 3, level 4, level 2 Brilliance Aura on your Archmage in order to compensate. And we've all seen after that, well, Brilliance Aura nerf, oftentimes human players just feel like 4 priests is not enough, and those priests are constantly out of mana. Let's take a look back across over here. Also, yeah, for the tier 2 push, water elementals being able to deal a significant portion of damage. Clarity Potion being used while the Pendant of Energy is dropped so that the Blade Master still has more. Let's take a look at back across here. Mountain King wants to pick up that Forest Troll Berserker, a very high damage unit, but we are perhaps going to get a 4 unit surround. All right, 4 units around right there. Grunt walks into the wrong place. 4 units show up and easily finish off. Easily gets finished off with the handful of units here. Is the Footman going to try to pick up a Forest Troll Shadow Priest? I am not quite sure. Just hanging out at the local mercenary camp. Meanwhile, Blade Master is not on my minimap because I have the wrong colors highlighted. I'm going to go ahead and try and switch. There you go. Blade Master now goes ahead and shows up. Blade Master going after all those units. We are looking at Militia trying to clear out and will clear out the Forest Troll Trappers without much of an issue. Blade Master still clearing out and dealing big damage across the board. However, the Mountain King could come across with a Stormbolt hole here any minute. All right, let's take a look at it. Blade Master, is he going to get the experience? Who gets the experience? Blade Master gets the experience. Mountain King unable to get the Stormbolt off, or doesn't want to for some reason, as the Mountain King does a little bit of chasing. Healing Salve is being used. He's pretty much baiting the Mountain King to try and throw a Stormbolt. No such luck there. Peasants now ready to go into tier 2, or excuse me, not tier 2, set up an expansion, as one peasant could end up getting taken down. If the Windwalk does come to an end, just get that Windwalk bonus strike and finish off that peasant. It looks like the Windwalk is going to be coming to an end here any moment. There it goes. Finishes off one, and, well, is going to be able to get away. Yes, Windwalks once more. Forest Troll Shadow Priest Blade Master wants 10 more mana before he tries to do that trick once again. Meanwhile, Mountain King is ready here with that Stormbolt as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest is trying to heal up that Mountain King once more. Grunts off to the side. Grunts going to join in on the fight. Where are they going to be going? Trying to go after those units. Nope, no such luck. Stormbolt, are we going to end up getting us around? Blade Master, however, will be able to head back, and he purposely timed this so that the Grunts would show up to the party and be able to chase and take down that town hall while it was being constructed. Beautifully done, well executed. A major loss of resources with that cancellation, as the Blade Master is holding into that position to prevent the town hall from being built. Finally, town hall is being built once more, as all the units are now backing up. Shadowhunter does come bringing gifts. Shadowhunter must be what Santa Claus looks like to the Orc army, at least for the Blade Master, coming in with gifts of healing and with, well, a bunch of clarity potions. Blade Master going after the Forest Troll Berserker. Blade Master should have no problems clearing out this creep camp here, as the Shadowhunter, with the help of Hex onto the main Ogre Mauler, reduces the amount of damage that this creep camp was able to deal. Shadowhunter is going to be staying at level 1. Blade Master, however, now pretty much back up to full hit points, as he now takes a clarity potion as well, transferring that pendant of energy to the Shadowhunter, making that clarity potion much more efficient on the Blade Master if it ever gets it back. I do believe Sock did cancel that town hall, but still, when you cancel a building, there is still a resource loss right there. If it was a full destroy, then that would have been like a completely different story and on how the game was unfolding. Blade Master looks like he wants to try and test the waters from off to the north. Instead, just places down a sentry ward, keeps track of the footmen here. Arcane towers are going to make it difficult to try and put any pressure, as the Blade Master is still wandering back and forth once more. Shadowhunter does have that pendant. It looks as though the peon may try and build a great hall here in just a moment. And once you have that great hall, well, what is this? Another hex onto the footman, unable to get back to the rest of his army. Yet you save 75% of the resources. Exactly. You still lose 25% of your resources, which is about 95 gold off of that cancellation, and also a lot of that time as well, as all of those units were just standing by trying to figure out what to do next. Big thunderclap there, stealing Dust of Appearance. Blade Master now having a little bit of trouble. Is he going to get Stormbolted and snare onto the Shadow Priest? Shadow Priest now in trouble. It will get taken down as a quick hex onto a Forest Troll Berserker. Grunts going after the Forest Troll Berserker. All of that bonus damage right there. Sock is going to lose that Forest Troll Berserker. More of the big damage units, and a big win by Fly, picking off a handful of units, as Sock is now down to 31 supply here. Alright, guard towers are in position. More scout towers are getting constructed. Mass repairs will be needed, as the guard towers here do deal very, well, not heavy damage, but quick, repetitive damage, as their attack is very fast, and 23 to 27 damage does add up very quickly. Mountain King heading back across the map will see this Great Hall. Most likely it will end up getting cancelled, or will the Blade Master and the Spirit Walker be able to salvage this still? Blade Master trying to windwalk in front. Kodo Beast could try and eat a unit, unable to catch up there, as the Blade Master breaks windwalk right there and tries to finish off more of those footmen again. Alright, down to 58 hit points. Where are these footmen going? Sock, Peon simply just ran through right there, as the Grunt, or what is that footman doing? That footman is just fighting in an awkward spot. Blade Master tries to get into that location there. Is he going to be able to windwalk his way through, as that low hit point footman will finally get taken down? Meanwhile, back down to the south, Thunderclap across multiple units. Scroll of Town Portal forced on the Mountain King, as the Blade Master is going to finish off all of these footmen, and Sock just seems to be in a very, very tough spot. Footman will get finished off by these Orc Burrows here, and he is just not trading efficiently. Yes, he has an expansion. He is able to win in the economic game, but if he keeps on giving, well, essentially free kills to his opponent, the level of his opponent's heroes are just going to be far too high. Sock sitting at 38 supply compared to 50 supply right now. Meanwhile, Blade Master sitting at level 3. Is the Blade Master going to be able to follow up and clean up before the economic advantage of Sock starts to pull him within even again? You got to remember, Sock is still staying at no upkeep. It is 10 extra gold a second, but, well, once I say that, there is the expansion over here by Fly. Even the economic advantage is moot at this point. Archmage now out onto the field. It could try... Nope, it is going to go ahead and go Thunderclap Blizzard across multiple units, and this creep camp will get cleared out in pretty much record time as another Thunderclap comes across. All right, let's take a look. Blade Master going after the Priest here. Gets another critical strike. That Priest is having just a very bad day, not being protected by those heroes. Footman looking to dive on in off to the north here with Defend, trying to put pressure onto all of these peons. One Spirit Walker should be more than enough to try and fight back here, as the Spirit Walker can just go into the ethereal form and then wall off here as the Orc Burrows do the majority of the damage. Meanwhile, Kodo Beast in this fight so far has not eaten anything. Raiders, Blade Master going after the Sorceress here. Sorceress will get taken down off of critical strikes as the Raiders and Grunts are now going after the Arcane Sanctum. All right, Spirit Walker down to, 219 hit points after a healing wave. What is going to be happening next as the Blade Master continues to put pressure on all of these peasants. One Arcane Sanctum now getting taken out. Meanwhile, back off to the north. Let's take a look. A Thunderclap tries to finish off all of these peons here. And now Sock actually has a little bit of an economic advantage. Two bases to one, as this base is also in a little bit of trouble. All right. Blade Master looks like it will be able to finish off one guard tower with no problem. Shadow Hunter out of mana. Grunts could end up getting taken down. No focus fire on all of these units as the Blade Master tries to finish off all of these peasants working just on the gold mine now. All right, Thunderclap, Mountain King looking to finish off units, and this is a horrible day to be a blue-collar worker, either for humans or for the Orc, as I believe peasants are just constantly falling on both sides. Hi, Xenosum, hey, PJ, PBJ, nom nom nom, as we're looking at the peasants. Well, peons finally getting a little bit of protection. Blizzard getting rained down in here, looking to finish off a handful of those, well, poor units as they're just trying to make their way through. Stormbolt finishing off another unit here. Yeah, it is a rainy day here in Southern California. Scroll of Town Portal now heading back. Where are they going? Teleporting back down to the expansion. All right, economic advantage still in favor of Sock. Let's take a look back down across here. Finally being able to mine here and here as well. 44 supply compared to 55, but Fly is in low upkeep compared to Sock's no upkeep. Experience, level 3, going up against a level 2, level 3. Orc definitely having the advantage there.
We're under attack. Ready to work.
Footman once again just diving on into this peon line. Blade Master shows up and says thank you for the experience, as the Blade Master should be able to easily finish off all of these units. The Orc Burrows are going to end up just adding a little bit of extra damage. Blade Master gets to level 4. Shadow Hunter is not too far behind and, well, is pretty much going to be right there as well. 4-4 going up against a 3-2 as the Archmage and Mountain King. What is their long-term goal and plan? Sock is still in a little bit of trouble as the Blade Master and Shadow Hunter, once they get to level 5, even if the Archmage and Mountain King are at level 4, which will be rather difficult, and it's not going to help out all too much. All right, let's go ahead. Going after the Orc Burrow now. Mountain King does have Thunderclap, as we could perhaps be looking at a Thunderclap right there. Thunderclap, there's the Blizzard. Multiple peasants could get taken down. 1 and 2 peasants getting taken down. Orc Burrow going to end up getting taken down as well, and there goes another peon there. All right, stopping all the mining. 20 gold a second compared to 7. Blade Master does have Orb of Lightning now at tier 3. Did not get a Purge proc to try and slow things down. Blade Master is slowed, invisible on the Archmage and the Mountain King. What is happening here? Double invisibility across multiple units. As you're seeing this Sorcerer trying to fight back here. Mountain King, what's going on? Oh, Archmage, Sorceress is ready to head back over to try and disrupt more mining. All right, hit him in the supply line. Sock taking a playbook, a play out of, well, the StarCraft 2 playbook by going after this section here. All right, there's Blizzard, there's Thunderclap. Multiple peons going to get taken down. There goes another one. There goes another. Mountain King gets up to level 4, and we see some quick invisibility action. And if you did not know that, you can have 2 sorceresses cast invisibility on each other, and it ends up working out as long as there's a little bit of distance between the 2, and now you have an invisible army. Fly having a difficult time just trying to catch up and make sure that he's able to keep this expansion up and running. Right now it's still has been 20 gold a second compared to 7. And that really does add up over time. I'm expecting a Thunderclap here in just a moment. There is the Thunderclap. There is the Blizzard, as one Watchtower will end up getting taken down. Footman getting finished off here. Sorceress is back off to the side. They're going to continue to, well, focus down a little bit of damage here. The Blade Master may try to go after what is going on. Spirit Link, Mountain King unable to finish off the unit. Blizzard now raining down there as, well, just hitting across multiple units once more. All right, Scroll of Town Portal quickly realizes I do not want to be part of this fight, and Sock says, you know what? I'm going to cast invisibility on my units, go home, refresh, and get back into this fight. Grubby seems to be the only orc that knows which doctors for vision exists. Well, this is not a very common strategy for human players to use invisibility on what I gotta call a gorilla squad here, right? Archmage, Mountain King, double Sorceress. The Sorceresses don't even, well, they have adept training, but their mana is not really that high. Let's take a look back down to the south tier. Peons are still trying to mine away, 49 compared to 59. And as long as the human player Sock can actually get a little bit away with more upgrades, that might actually be a bit better. We are going into mastery training though, so mastery training on those sorceresses, well, does mean polymorph. Polymorph is going to be a big question though, as there are a large number of spirit walkers out onto the field. Disenchant quickly counters polymorph, but then again, if the spirit link is cast too freely, it will allow those sorceresses to cast polymorph in a major way. All right, Raiders going after this creep camp here. Shadowhunter will in fact get to level 5. Meanwhile, Thunderclap going after multiple units here. Let's take a look. Multiple peons just getting taken down, and it looks like a grunt will get taken out as well. Orc Burrow, Blizzard fighting back every which way. This Orc Burrow will get taken out. Down it goes as the Shadowhunter arrives to the party. There's a Thunderclap. Staff of Sanctuary saves the unit there. Mountain King quickly uses a Scroll of Town Portal, and he will be able to head back. Archmage, where is he going next? As the Mountain King heading back down to the south, Archmage should not run into that fight without his brethren. Mortar teams now joining in on the fight. Paladin here, ready to go. Let's take a look. Mortar team may try and clear out this Gargantuan Sea Turtle creep camp. We are now going into well, a third hero on both sides. Sock finally jumping into low upkeep. He does have very high fortified armor on all of his buildings, level 3 masonry upgrades, and now finally going into Spellbreakers. Sock has been trading efficiently now, and it looks like Sock may be able to come back after, well, some poor decision making early on. Add in the fact that the mortar teams are able to deal bonus damage to the Orc Burrows now that they have fortified armor. Things could really get a little bit crazy. Archmage in that front line. Blade Master going after some units. Holy Light trying to save. Let's take a look. Staff of Sanctuary not going to be going down onto that mortar team in time. One mortar team is still left. Blizzard still raining down. No ensnare onto the Archmage. Finally down, but not before a lot of damage was dealt first. More Blizzard raining down. However, another Raider was able to get into the right spot. Mountain King, where is he? He is in that middle position. Is he going to be able to get enough No, it does not look like it, as he's going to be forced to try and retreat. 71 supply compared to 64. Paladin in that front line with inner fire. 9 armor heroes now ready to go. Scroll of speed being used in order to try and get away, as, well, I believe the scroll of speed will last long enough. Workshops training up more mortar teams. Mortar teams are upgraded 1-0. Spellbreakers are upgraded 1-1. Sorceresses and priests both have master training in addition to the backpack upgrade. I'm not quite sure if that will seriously be used. Tauren Chieftain here ready to go. Spellbreakers in that front spot. Kodo Beast, let's take a look. Blizzard in that front line. Thunderclap, difficult to get an ensnare off onto that Archmage, as an ensnare went down onto the mortar team instead. Alright, Archmage now trying to fight back. Mortar team getting taken down. Archmage trying to retreat back. A big stomp being thrown down here as the Paladin is now in trouble. Another ensnare. Inner fire. He looks like he will be able to stay alive for a little while longer. 9 armor on that Paladin as he slips, dives, and weaves. Thunderclap across multiple units. Scroll of speed now being used here as the Spellbreakers are in retreat again. 74 compared to 78 compared to 65. Sorceress getting taken down as the Paladin tries to get back into that front line. A big Thunderclap once more. Archmage should be throwing down more Blizzard here. Not quite sure why he isn't. There he goes, finally blizzarding down this back position here. Are we going to see? Yes, there goes some more units. Another third Raider could have been taken out, except the Scroll of Town Portal procced first. Sok has made a great comeback and now has an 11 supply advantage. Blade Master still sitting at 4, Shadowhunter sitting at 5, Tauren Chieftain sitting at 1. Meanwhile, Archmage is at 3, Paladin is still sitting at 1, and I believe the Mountain King is sitting at 4. Oh wow, Mountain King still only sitting at level 4 after all this time, but the Thunderclap and Stormbolts still enough to do a large amount of damage. Mountain King now under the protection or under the guidance of that Brilliance Aura. Are we also looking at sentry upgrades? Yes, we are. Guard towers gonna make it difficult for the Blade Master to, well, try to do any sort of plays here, as we are now getting up some arcane towers and some guard towers. Ivory towers quickly being used. Mountain King gonna be getting up to at least 300 mana here in just a moment, and the Mountain King and Sok's army will be ready to press on through. There are a number of sentry wards. I have to believe Fly knows where Sok is. Tauren Chieftain now makes his way off to the north. Blade Master shows up, and here you go, trying to dive on in. Archmage in a very tough spot already. Inner fire, Hex. What is going on? Staff of Sanctuary to try and save. Meanwhile, the scout towers are not up and operational as of yet. Peasants actually choking up a bit of the escape here, as the scout towers will end up finishing their upgrades to guard and, well, arcane towers here in just a moment.
Research complete.
Main gold mines have 2 minutes of mining left. Back off over here. This gold mine has already been finished. It is now 14 gold a second compared to 7. This might actually be one of the reasons why Fly can actually win. There's only 5 minutes of mining here and no mining here. What you see is what you get from Sok's army. Sok has the larger army as of right now, but if they trade 1 for 1, Fly can get more gold, since his gold mine still has gold. Thunderclap coming across. This is going to end up, every bit of damage counts so much right now. Demolisher is actually joining in on the fight as well. Grunt's trying to get into that front position. 2-1 on those upgrades. Raiders, Thunderclap coming across here as the Tauren Chieftain does not have enough mana for a stomp. Spellbreakers are all over here as well. Taurens now joining in on the fight. Taurens with Pulverize. If they have Pulverize, those Spellbreakers will actually fall apart. So much normal damage being absorbed across all those units, but the Mountain King is still causing major problems. 80 supply compared to 69. Mortar teams trying to get extra damage here as the Shadowhunter, I believe, used a potion of mana after dropping and picking up that one, that pendant of energy. Tauren Chieftain gets taken down. Paladin could be in trouble. He gets taken down. Both number 2 hero or number 3 heroes have been taken out. Demolisher is still fighting. 72 supply compared to 56. Taurens being forced to retreat. Spirit Walkers are in the ethereal form. They do have resurrection powers, but it is still going to end up costing or giving experience to your opponent. Blade Master finally gets up to level 5. Great Hall getting bombarded now as the Taurens are now in that front position. Do they have Pulverize? Are they going to be able to deal damage? That is the question. There is a big Thunderclap there, causing more issues once more. Spirit Walkers want to stay away. If the Archmage gets Blizzard across those Spirit Walkers, that could cause some major issues as well. Tauren sitting at 263 hit points. They are not dealing the... There's the Pulverize, trying to push through more and more damage again as the Archmage is now currently in trouble. All right, there's the Ensnare. There is more pressure once again. Archmage in big trouble. Is he going to be able to get away, or is he going to be able to push back any of those units? Tauren Chieftain was sitting at level 1, quickly resurrected, comes back and gets to level 2. Tauren's now resurrected once more. Tauren Resurrection causing big problems. Meanwhile, Shadowhunter Clarity Potion, using the Potion of Mana, picking that back up. Healing Wave. At some point, the resurrection of those Tauren may be the big issue here. Tauren Chieftain does have Shockwave as well. Is he going to try and Shockwave all of those units? All those peasants could get taken down as the Demolishers quickly finish off units there. Tauren Chieftain, what is it waiting to do? It does not have Endurance Aura as the Tauren... Oh, are we going to see... there goes a Tauren. We should be seeing a Resurrection here in just a moment. Are we seeing... There it goes. Comes back to life. And sitting at 408 hit points, trying to get back. All right, continuing this fight once more. Tauren down to 363 hit points. Guard towers, there's a big stomp right there. Spellbreak continuing the fight. Peons unable to do any mining here, may be forced to do long distance mining as the Demolishers are still just raining down damage across here. Taurens, what is happening? The Spirit Walkers not taking any serious damage whatsoever. Meanwhile, Demolishers dishing out damage to those Sorceresses in the back line, and that may be an issue as the Sorceresses are the only thing that can attack the Spirit Walker. More fighting underway. Demolisher getting taken down. A second Tauren, or third Tauren now in on this fight here, as this Tauren may end up getting taken down. Blade Master in trouble. He gets finished off. And is it going to end up being enough? There goes the Tauren again. Paladin up to level 3, level 2, Holy Light. And that is going to be the game. Sock taking out Fly here on Echo Isle. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. It really came down to the wire. Was not sure who was going to be able to win that battle. The Mortar teams finishing off that Great Hall early, stopping the mining, really had a big impact. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.